Oh, blathering blatherskite, here we go again. Welcome back to Grand Theft Audio Song Brackets, currently doing business as Disney Song Brackets for perhaps the second to last time. If you're just now joining us, what I typically do is take songs from each individual radio station from the Grand Theft Auto series, pit them against each other in a March Madness style bracket, and have you, my viewers, vote on which song you like the best in each matchup. Currently, though, I've been doing something different, which is I've been taking Disney songs from roughly the last 100 years or so of the Disney animated canon and doing pretty much the same thing. The last time we made one of these videos, we were on our final 4 out of 64 Disney songs. We had reached our final 2 matchups. We had matchups from the classic era of Disney, the sort of middle period between the 60s and the early 90s, the more modern stuff, and the stuff that was more pop oriented, e.g. the Phil Collins, the Elton John, that sort of thing. We had arrived at our final 4 for this tournament, just like a March Madness style bracket, with one representative from each one of those individual regions. So the matchups were as follows. We had our first matchup was Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, which was the winner of the Dark Age / Renaissance bracket from the 60s through the 90s, and that's from the Aristocats. And that was versus When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio, representing the Classics region. On the other matchup, we had I'll Make a Man Out of You, which I kind of, maybe controversially, maybe not, included in the modern Disney songs versus the Disney Renaissance, which a lot of people argue Mulan is part of, or the pop-oriented songs, considering that Donny Osmond does do the main version of I'll Make a Man Out of You. Not very well known, but I didn't think it really fit, considering that, compared to, say, the Phil Collins songs, everybody knows that's Phil Collins. Nobody thinks of I'll Make a Man Out of You really as a Donny Osmond song. Anyway, we had I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan by Donny Osmond against You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan by Phil Collins. It was pretty tight results this time around. Typically what I've been doing during this bracket is, instead of showing videos during the actual video or clips of the songs, the actual original versions of the songs during these videos, I've been doing my own versions of them to avoid lawsuits. But that's usually been tied to viewership, or 30 votes will get the song itself. For 60 votes you'll get the song itself plus some a cappella instrumentation. For 90 votes you'll get a little dance from me. We didn't get any of those benchmarks this time around, so you'll just have to settle for the results. And the matchups were both pretty close. The first matchup, literally 1 vote decided it all. When You Wish Upon a Star, 11 votes to 9 votes for Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. In the second matchup, we saw 12 votes for I'll Make a Man Out of You to 8 for Phil Collins' You'll Be in My Heart. So the final matchup will be When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio, the Classics region, versus I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan from the modern region. I'll put the ballot in the comments section, and we'll leave it up for about a week from the publishing of this video, and then we will finally determine which is in fact the best Disney song of the Disney animated canon. After that, I'm going to be going back to Grand Theft Auto. I'm probably going to do a radio station from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas from 2004, because I haven't covered that one yet. I'm actually going to be probably doing the classic rock station from that game, KDST, which mostly covers a lot of songs from the 70s and 80s. But if there's a different radio station from either from San Andreas or from another game that you'd like to see, just leave a comment below. And whichever gets the most mentions in the comments is typically what I will do. For next time, just focus on this final 2 matchup, Pinocchio versus Mulan, and we'll see who comes out ahead. Will Pinocchio become a real boy? Will Mulan be as swift as the coursing river, as mysterious as the dark side of the moon? That is anyone's guess. It truly is anyone's game. Thank you, and good night.